Petrovca sela, do Petrovca sela. Srpska zemlja, napadnuta cijela, napadnuta cijela. Karadžiću, vodi Srbe svoje, vodi Srbe svoje. Nek svijet vidi, nikog se ne boje, nikog se ne boje. Ojlalije, hrvatske ustaše, hrvatske ustaše. Tretirajte i ognjište naše, i ognjište naše. Karadžiću, vodi Srbe svoje, vodi Srbe svoje. Nek svijet vidi, nikog se ne boje, nikog se ne boje. Iz krajine krenuli su vuci, krenuli su vuci. Čuvajte se, ustaše i Turci, ustaše i Turci. Karadžiću, vodi Srbe svoje, vodi Srbe svoje. Nek svijet vidi, nikog se ne boje, nikog se ne boje. U odbrani svoga srpskog roda, svoga srpskog roda. Borimo se, draga nam sloboda, draga nam sloboda. Karadžiću, vodi Srbe svoje, vodi Srbe svoje. Nek svijet vidi, nikog se ne boje, nikog se ne boje. Nek svijet vidi, nikog se ne boje, nikog se ne boje.
5, 4, 3.
Fuck it.
There's no words on it. Tomorrow.
Fuck it.
We'll do it live.
Fuck it.
I've never seen that.
Fucking thing sucks.
There's no words there.
Fuck it.
There's no words on it.
Tomorrow.
Fuck it.
We'll do it live.
Fuck it.
I've never seen that.
Fucking thing sucks.
There's no words there.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Fuck. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Fuck. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Fuck. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what. Go. Go. I can't do it.
Fuck it.
Go. Go. I can't do it.
Fuck it.
Go. Go. I
Yo, how about them nuggets? This is Dark Horse Live, episode 32. And I'm in a particularly good mood today because I told you guys a long time ago the Nuggets are going to win the NBA Finals. So if you don't want to believe me, you don't have to believe me. But shout out to Stone Ninja because, yeah, you don't believe. Your Lakers are going down. Nuggets are winning. That's all I got to say about that. But yes, if you're here early, you already know what we do on this show. I guess the free shit. You wants the free shit. So let's do it.
It's free!
What the fuck? I've got graphics now. You talking about Billy Mays? Fuck Billy Mays. You want some seeds? I got seeds. Grape cobbler. How's he gonna win these shits? Free shit email coming across your screen. There it is. Oh, we gotta get the ticker going too. There, now we got a ticker too. Free, free, free! How much is it? It's motherfucking...
It's free!
Caesar, talk about GMO real quick. Say anything GMO related.
GMO's God.
Now I got a censor button, so anytime Caesar talks about GMO, we just... Sorry about your ears. That was blasting your ear holes out. All right, anyway, free shit. If you want free shit, grape cobbler, 12 seeds. How do you win? Email now. Or you can call this number that doesn't fucking exist. The shipping and handling is quite accurate. Please allow 6 to 8 weeks for fucking delivery because I'm behind like 2 or 3 shows right now. I haven't got a chance to go back and send the free shit or even tell the people that they've won. But you might be a winner right now. But how do you win these shits? You send an email to darkhorsegeneticslive@gmail.com. In the subject line, you write, "It's free." One more time for you guys.
It's free!
We're going to pick the 10th, the 20th, and the 30th person, and I'll hook them up to you. I'll send them to you for free. All right, everybody. So tonight, let me go back to me. Tonight on the show, Neptune Seed Bank, a good friend of mine. But before we get to Neptune Seed Bank, I'm going to introduce a new segment. It's an awards segment reserved for only the most specialist of the special. But with that, let's just kick it off. There's your honorary dipshits right there. Right off the bat, who's winning this week? Mr. Dan Blazarian. So we're going to reserve this for the biggest dipshits. Dipshits of the day. Dipshit of the day. First award goes to Dan Blazarian. Why are we can talk about Dan Blazarian real quick. But Dan Blazarian lost $50 million. 67 million Canadian, eh? If you count he took over a failing gold mine and turned it into a cannabis stock called Ignite, and they proceeded to lose $67 million. I know this is probably old news for some, but we're going to crown the man. We're going to award the man. So with that said, how do you lose $50 million or whatever? How do you even make money when you're Ignite? Well, Ignite made money 2 ways. This is from the Forbes article, everybody. They received $25 million from proceeds of insurance or issuance of shares, $19.9 million from convertible debt, and $23.7 million from a short-term promissory note. A short-term promissory note is just that, short-term, from some super baller who wants his money back quickly. You can ask like fire fraud about that kind of shit. What does this company even fucking do? Apparently they operate in Mexico, Canada, Ireland, United Kingdom, as well as the United States, and they sell fucking CBD toothpicks, nicotine vape juice, water, vodka, and clothing. I've never even fucking heard of any of these items, but moving the fuck on. So Ignite lost $43 million. How do you do that? Well, for every dollar in sales, $9.6 million, you spent almost $2. So I'm not a proclaimed fucking genius, but I know if you spend twice as much as you make, you're not doing that hot. But yeah, moving on. So how do you lose this much fucking money? Well, first of all, you self-proclaimed king of Instagram, my man. You rent everything because you don't own shit. You rent a $200,000 house in fucking Beverly Hills. You don't pay your own rent. You charge it to the company. What else did you buy with Ignite's, this investor's money, should I say? You bought fucking yachts. You bought, here it is, $500,000 for a yacht. And some thoughts, I'm sure, went along with that. $65,000 for a Guns and Elements and Star Wars set. What the fuck? A $50,000 bed frame, $75,000 paintball field, $88,000 vault. But this is my favorite part. You paid $26,000 to boost your Instagram followers, dude. Like, the whole game is fake. And how many? What's the Instagram followers we're talking about? This is 3.1 million. You just buy them for $26,000, just like you buy all the thoughts that you have sit on your lap and all the rest of that dumb shit. But here, this is a post from Ignite last year, selling drugs in a city near you. This is one that I liked, so I screenshotted it forever ago because I knew this company was fucked from the start. All right, complicating all these matters. How did you get your money, Dan Blazarian? Because your father is a felon from a Wall Street fraudster who stole $62 million from the fucking from Wall Street or whatever. He got caught, and I did a little research on this, and you gave $3 million back. You did 13 months in jail, and you hid the rest of the money in an offshore account, which is now set up in trust funds for none other than my man Dan Blazarian. So you also claim that you're like a big time poker winner and you won $50 million playing poker and all the rest of that. But the facts are, the biggest poker players in the world have never heard of you. These are the actual top 10 money winners in playing poker, and your name is not anywhere near this shit. If you ever seen the movie Molly's Game, they don't really let pros play with celebrities. Like, that's a fact. So I don't know who the fuck you're taking for $50 million, but no one's ever seen it, and the pros don't know who the fuck you are. Anyway, let's talk about where it all started to fall apart. So yeah, you. Oh, I'm sorry, I got one ahead of myself here. This real quick. So you also bought either you sell drugs, but you also bought yourself a cop badge. So you're a cop. Where do you buy a cop badge? Apparently, all you got to do is go to Lake Arthur, New Mexico, where you can get a cop badge from a all-reserve police force that issues you a population of 430. Will issue you a badge with no training, and you don't have to live in the state. And apparently, Police Chief Norwood gives these badges out for quasi-celebrities and his friends for $400 a year. So what the fuck? Are you a cop or you sell drugs? And regarding your fuck-up of losing $50 million that came out, this is the part that sort of pisses me off. This is why you've made Dipshit of the Day, my friend. So you went ahead and secured PPE. So you need money now that you've lost $50 million, so you need to go out and raise capital. And part of that, you decided to get a PPP loan from the government, which, you know, federal legal businesses can't get these loans, but I suppose you can because you sell CBD and T-shirts. But yeah, so some of that money, like I say, comes from us, like $1.2 million worth of PPP loan that you took, which again irritates the fuck out of me. But this is the part that I want to talk about. So you hired Charlie Heffernan. Charlie Heffernan was your president of this company, and Charlie Heffernan used to work for Procter & Gamble, and you wanted to put all of this bullshit through your fucking company, so they paid for it, and he wanted him to approve your expense reports. Why the fuck would this guy approve the expense reports? You hired the wrong president of your company if you're trying to run this shit stupid as fuck. But this is where you did something really fucking stupid, where you asked Heffernan to misclassify your Paycheck Protection Program loan from the government as miscellaneous income. For that, my friend, you earn the biggest dipshit of the fucking day that I've ever fucking met. You're the inaugural dipshit of the day. So to Dan Blazarian and Ignite, we salute you. Let's talk to Neptune. Fuck all that noise. All right, everybody, let's talk to Neptune. A really fucking cool dude, king of the seed biz game, and yeah, let's. Before I play this, I recorded a little earlier today. I had my Skype actually crashed, so the first like 2 or 3 questions I asked him, I had to go in and subtitle because my microphone was turned off for some fucking reason. But it's a really good interview, so I didn't want to scrap it. But check this interview out with Neptune, everybody. All right, everybody, I'm here with Mr. Neptune Seed Bank. Thanks for coming on, man. I really appreciate you coming on.
Of course, anytime.
So, as we do on this show, typically, I always ask people, what was your early history, if you will? Like, what was your introduction into cannabis?
This is all I know how to do, man.
So as the story would probably go, like the full. So my dad's always like grown weed, like always, always, always. And so I remember like being a freshman in college and like working two jobs and like trying to like make it. I remember coming home late one night and the guys were smoking weed on the balcony. I'm like, you should try this. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And it was just dog shit. And I was like, hey, what'd you guys pay for this? And they're like, oh, like $50 an eighth. And I was like, oh yeah. So I just started stealing weed from my dad and selling it, and that was it. So
Gotcha.
that's all I know how to do.
What about growing? I don't even know this, but do you grow? Or are you just seed?
I used to grow a lot, man. I mean, we had multiple dispensaries and warehouses and shit, dude. So we used to grow like crazy, but now everything is just full management on the seed bank. There is no.
So yeah,
time.
you gotta bring me back a little bit. Then I didn't know you did shops, and you like, are you Cali guy?
Yeah.
So yeah, so you did shops like pre ICO type of shit or whatever, Cali,
Yeah,
I assume,
yeah,
and,
man.
warehouses, all that. I didn't know that. So take me through a
Yeah,
little bit of that bullshit.
just back in the day, dude, it just came down to like, everything out here is trash, and the weed I was flipping on the street was better, and it was like, oh, I'll just open a dispensary. So like, back in the George Bush days, I don't even know what year it was now, but it was like, well, fuck it, and then we opened, I think like the 5th or 6th one in Long Beach at the time. And just that was that, man. Just kept on rolling from there. Just kept on pushing.
I did not know that. So you guys did big commercial grows? Did you grow your own, or were you just kind of buying wholesale?
Both, man. Obviously, you know what I'm saying. Take your own dispensary. It's like, well, the best, most integrated way to make money is to do it all in house.
Totally.
But
I assume regulations pushed you out of that.
yeah, it just got to. There was a while where it was like, oh, we were still killing it, but then the problem with dispensaries, what everyone always forgets, is everyone's trying to rob you. Customers are trying to rob you. Your staff is robbing you. Everyone's trying to steal. Everyone's got their hand in the till, and like gram here, gram there. That shit adds up, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So and then constantly being kicked out of places, constantly getting evicted because people would break into your neighbor's shit through their roof and then come through the bathroom, and it's just like, what? Just things that just never. So it was like, we're cool.
Yeah, it's the definition of Wild West. Shit was pretty wild. Like,
yeah, dude, it was nuts. So
how did you get into selling seeds? Just a little easier transition for you then? Maybe a little. I almost want to say less drama, but I almost don't believe that either. Like, how did you get into the seed biz?
Yeah, dude. So seeds was popping, dude. Like we worked really closely with the boy like Ross from HSO, because we always would trade seeds, and I would always like in like packs that I would buy when I was running the shop. If there was like bag seed and shit, we'd always save those and pop those motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? To see what we could find, or what was, we were kind of always into it. And then just really working a lot with HSO, I started going with them to shows and being like, oh, this is like an actual viable thing, because before, you had to buy from overseas, and how long would it take, and would you get something in the mail saying we seized it and blah, blah, blah. But after that, going to a couple shows with them, it was like, oh, the U.S. appetite is growing. And that was it. I was like, oh, I could definitely do it in Europe. Yeah, well, to have something actually localized in different areas makes a lot of sense, and just keeps the shipping down. And then to have that many websites also gives you that many chances to earn the customer, if we can. So that's kind of where we're at with that. But it just makes a lot of sense, and ultimately we want to have stock in multiple places. So if we do get a European sale, rather than have to worry about customs, it's and that could be there within 2 days. The idea is to have our shipping always be 2 to 3 days out, as fast as we can. So if we can mitigate a lot of that through different continents, we will. Well, the world is changing. The world is changing. You know what I mean? It's not what it used to be. It's like every day we get emails. Do you service Africa? Do you service Australia? And it's like, well, we should, because everyone's like going legal, you know, and it's like a lot of Americans don't realize like how actually kind of behind we are to the rest of the world and how they're really pushing legalization fast, and we're going to be left holding the bag like, oh, what happened? Like, well, Germany happened, man. And Canada. Because I a little bit of both. I have a guy now. I have a guy now that used to that we have full time, but man, like running just internet businesses is weird, dude, because there's so many like super snakes like trying to sell you snake oil, like when it comes to like making a website. So I kind of learned how to build them myself. As I got better at it, I just actually wound up hiring out because now I know how to build it. And now somebody can't try to say some bullshit to me where I'm like, nah, dog, that's, you know, you're not charging me $4,000 for that, dude. That's bullshit. I learned how to speak the language, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm pretty good with websites, actually. I like to learn new shit, so that worked out well. It's like growing weed, you know what I mean? You want to know every aspect of growing weed to grow shit perfect. Kind of the same way. Yeah, no, we have about 200, at least 200 at last count. But we keep adding them all the time, man. That's like my problem, dude. Is I like seeds, man, and I like you know, like I like different weed and I like seeds and I like to sell them, but I really like knowing what different strains. I mean, we have so much fire. We have so much fire actually in that website that people don't know about because it's not some hype boy shit or it's not some superstar, you know, that fucks with cookies. Or it's just like, but we have some serious fire in that on that website that people just overlook, or it's too cheap. What's weird too is some people, unless seeds, like I got $50 packs of seeds that are amazing, but nobody fucks with because they're not $250. You know. Bro, anything La Plata Labs. Anything La Plata Labs, bro. Guys, probably one of the best players out there in the game, dude. But people, because he doesn't really breathe a lot of hype boy shit, like they overlook it. And it's like coolest fucking guy ever. And if you ever try his Durango, dog, it's you know, like dude does his homework, does good breeding, you know, does really good line breeding. But unfortunately doesn't get a lot of love because it's just not popping like that, dude. But shit's fire, dude. A lot of guys like that, you know, on the site that a lot of people don't really realize. You know, and I know a lot of good breeders now are starting to talk about lowering their prices to try to hit more of a wide variety, and I think it's a great idea. The market has definitely normalized, and that's good. Cookies really fucked that whole big market up, dude, with like $500 packs of seeds and then shitting the bed on customer service and not taking care of, you know what I mean? People like they should have. Yeah, good old, yeah, dude. Nothing like losing 250K in one shot. That was always fun. But yeah, dude, like the prices of seeds have definitely normalized. I mean, you're still going to see, I think 150 to 200 is going to be your standard high-end shit. Like, we're going to do this drop with Exotic Mike this weekend. It's going to, you know, $150 packs, but it's going to be a massive drop, dude, because but he does the work, you know what I mean? The dude does the work. No, it's very simple. People always ask, like, the key to the seed bank game or the seed game, and it's like, okay, well, make strains, test strains, keep only the best strains, and then release it. It's very simple. You know, take high quality photos and release it. It's a very simple formula, but people think they make the seeds and that's it. And it's like, no, dude, when you make the seeds, that's the start of it all. Well, so in order to find new breeders, it's a little all of the above. We vet the guy, we take a look at their gear, we want to make sure that they've actually done the work. So do you have the photos? Have you done the business? Do you have testers? You know, where did you get this from, et cetera, et cetera. And then, yeah, it's like feeling the guy out. If the guy's humble and he's cool and he's easy to work with, then we'll work with them. If they're kind of like just rude or like really like egotistical, then we won't work with them. You know, like, dude, good luck. So it's that. And then if we want to find somebody, we've been lucky. Like if we knock on someone's door, they're pretty receptive to wanting to do business with us. So we're really lucky with that. You know, if we find somebody or people really suggest, well, we get probably like 10 to 20 emails a day of people wanting to be on the site. So like a lot of times when we go knocking on someone's door, they've already reached out to us and we've just kind of been like, meh, or, you know, come back in, you know, a year when you've done the work and you show us and you have these things. But a lot of times it's also customers, man. The customers want what they want. They'll email you and be like, yeah, like Tiki Madman. We just added the guy on, and he's smashing. That came from thousands of people requesting, like, hey, add this dude. He's killing it. Add this dude. He's killing it. So, and, you know, reached out and he was receptive. And we got lucky with that one, you know. So that, and in terms of the breeder beefs, I kind of take a real hard line in the stand, which is unless it's like a super duper thing, I'm selling seeds, man. Unless like you legit like fuck somebody over hard, like you legit rob somebody, I'm not gonna fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Or legit, if I don't like you, or just like I have a bad feeling about you because you're, you know, you've got like, you know, record, or like you have a record for fucking people over, or, you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna deal with you. But like a lot of the breeder beefs you see are just kind of like stupid things where it's like, dog, I'm selling both of your seeds. I won't, you know, out of respect for people, we won't add freebies from one guy promoting something into somebody else they don't like pass, because that's a big deal. We won't do that, you know, for sure. But it's like the only person who's ever told me don't carry somebody was C-Junk. He was like, you do not carry Exotic Mike. And obviously, how did that work out? You know what I mean? Like I carried both of them until he went over to Cookies and he can't drop seeds anymore. But, you know, yeah, so. It really does, man. I don't know. I mean, obviously there's a pride of ownership of creating something, and that pride of, in this world, it's very hard to create something that's just yours, you know, that you did on your own. But, you know, shit leaks out, dude, and, you know, you're not going to be able to give a cut and it's not going to leak. That just is how it is. I mean, and people will take your shit and breed with it. And if they buy a pack of your seeds, they will breed with it. That's, you know, maybe some people don't like it, but that's kind of the name of the game, dude. People will. I think as long as somebody gives optimum respect and says, hey, I got this male that I hunted from a pack of Dark Horse, and then, hey, I went off. And if they're willing to give respect, I think it should end there. Now, people are saying, I created this on my own and they didn't. Well, then that's all. And that's then you're a scumbag. Yeah, totally. You know, if you're saying, oh, I created this. I'm like, well,
we've seen plenty of that shit too. I mean,
we've seen plenty of that shit. And those are the kind of guys I try to like, okay, bro, like you didn't create, you know, because it's that gets a little hairy, you know, because you got guys like you, like Archive, who've been around forever, you know, forever. And you guys do have a lot of claim to a lot of people's shit where they don't even know that you guys had a taste of making it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many new breeders that they're just like, oh, I just got this, and I went to the clone store and got a bunch of these, and it's like, well, no, that's
it all comes from something, right?
That thing deserves some credit, so do your homework.
Totally.
You know?
I feel like some of these strains should come with like a list of credits, like at the end of a movie. It's like, here's the 37 people who are responsible for the creation of this strain before I touched it, because sometimes that's the way it works. It's
actually something that we're currently working on. Actually, is making a full-blown library where you could go, you know, because I know they have something in like the EU Seed Finder has that, but it's not very good. And I know that, what is it, Leafly tries to do that, but that's fucking terrible that they do. So we're actually trying to work on that, like making a full-blown like lineage line. Like this is where everything came from, as far back as we can track it.
Like a strain Wikipedia that actually is real and...
That's actually real.
Yeah, totally. Because you're right, they are out there, but whenever I look at my own stuff on there, I'm like, this isn't accurate at all. I don't know who the fuck put this up here, some description, all this. I was like, I don't know where this stuff comes from. But...
I think it would make the overall seed buying process a lot easier because people get intimidated by these names. You know, it's like, oh, this came from this and this, another fucking weird ass name, where they can't really get down to the actual nitty gritty of the lineages, you know, for what they're actually looking for. Because it's like, oh, Blue Dream crossed with Grape Ape created this, and I was like, what, huh? You know, like, because we're finding now more and more is that more and more people, the more states that go legal, more and more people are home growing. You know, that they're enjoying the ability to home grow, and it's like maybe a fun little hobby that they're having and stuff like that, you know. So for the layman, it makes a lot of sense to be able to trace back everything to the beginning.
For sure.
You know,
I mean,
but that's, you know, another project.
I'll end it on this one. I have one last fucked up question for you, but I was going to ask you about merchant accounts. How ridiculous is this shit? And how many have you been through? How many of them have ripped you off? Like, how fucking crazy is it to try to take credit cards in this business?
I literally just got ripped off for $61,000 a week ago. A merchant was just like, "Yeah, we're keeping that." It's like, "Oh, okay, that's interesting." You know.
So you say you want to be a seed bank, right? Like,
anybody wants to be a seed bank? Yeah, try getting hit for $61K. See if you guys can wake up in the morning. It's a kick in the balls. I would say it's the dumbest fucking thing ever, and it's the dumbest thing. Because the banks want to do it. The banks are like, oh, you guys make a lot of money, you want a piece of that. But it's stupid regulation, and people thought, oh, with the passage of the Farm Bill, seeds will be, nope. That's the one thing that's still like, nah, fuck you. We can't tell what is what. So seeds are still illegal, even with the passage of the Farm Bill. We've talked to every bank under the sun. You know, you can't. And then what happens, the bummer is you actually get put on what's called the match list from MasterCard, and then they really fuck with you. It's dumb. Like, people who want to buy seeds, dude, send cash or Bitcoin. Like, I hate to say that. I know we all live in the convenience of Amazon world where you can just one-click buy, but these are still some things that are not worked out.
Totally.
You know,
I don't even want to put it out there, but I mean, there's chargeback nonsense messes and stuff.
Dude.
Too. Like, it's ridiculous.
Oh my God. Dude, chargebacks are like the worst. People, it's like the biggest thieves on earth, dude. Like, what kind of lowlifes would literally spend the time, buy the seeds, get it, be happy with the product that they got the seeds delivered to them, and then turn around and call their bank and be like, oh, this is unauthorized. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, and whenever we try to dispute them or anything, they still go against us no matter what. And it's just like,
oh, yeah.
It's amazing. But
well, that's one of the reasons. So the way that we do it actually is why we take people's IDs. If you send an ID to a bank, it's undisputable. Here you go. Nope, he bought it. Here's his ID. Here's him sending it. Give me my money back. But even still, when you do that, you dispute it. You've already lost the processor. So it's.
And that's the thing. You don't want disputes because as soon as you start your dispute or two, they look at your account and they shut your fucking shit down anyway, and it's just a giant fucking mess. You know what I mean? And
it's a total, man. I can't stand it. But I mean, it's part of it. You know, it's part of the deal. You know, but I think a lot of these new seed banks are starting to learn that. It's like, oh, we take PayPal. Like, for about a week. Because PayPal, I mean, that's the problem is now the merchants are real sophisticated. They'll ferret that shit out real quick. Yeah. PayPal, Square, Stripe, all of them. You're on there for like 3 days and then they catch you. So it's not worth it, man, because you get caught 3 or 4 times and they put you on that match list and then you're fucked. You are fucked, you know, so.
Yeah, I know all about this. I mean, we've taken cards for dispensaries for years and all of a sudden they started shutting all them shits down and yeah, it's weird. You also get the salesman guy who knows that what you're doing, or he'll come up to you and be like, I know what you're doing, but he'll sign you up anyway, knowing that it's only going to last for a month or two, but he gets his commission for the account for signing it up or something, and he won't tell you the whole detail about as soon as some underwriter in New York figures out and takes a look at this account in 90 days, which they look at all of them, then they'll shut it down. So it's like this scam of actually signing people up. You get these hungry credit card people calling you all the time being like, we can sign you up. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of bullshit.
Just like learning about websites, I learned everything there was to know about merchant processing. I know now like insane amount of details about merchant processing. Like, yeah, you can't do that. Totally. And then I also know about how their rates come in and stuff like that. But not that it matters, but like it kills me because on some, you know, it's like, man, if I had a normal business, I'd be smashing you with this rate thing. But you can't. They're just like, oh, it'll be 10%. You're like, oh,
totally.
And if you're only 1% for that money, you fucking motherfucker.
They give us high risk merchant accounts is what they give like call girls and these fucking. I mean, some of these interest rates or these accounts are like absolutely fucking insane. Or you go to the overseas ones, and the overseas ones are like even more ridiculous, but they're more ripe to like rip you off. Like there's Chinese
dude,
merchant accounts, but they'll
the
literally
Chinese ones, yeah.
steal all of your money. They'll let it build up. They pay out. They only pay out like every 90 days. So you have this massive amount of money you've built up in this account, just dying for it to show up in your bank, and all of a sudden, like, we've closed your account and keeping your capital.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
no way to contact them, no way to call. Like, wait, that was like $100,000 in that. You guys were supposed to pay me today. What happened?
Dude.
Like, yeah, well, you paid you right. So yeah, I mean, if there's any budding seed banks listening to this, like, cash, man, get cash.
Totally.
Don't do Cash App. Don't do anything else because it's easy and convenient.
Yeah.
Build your business off cash.
All that Venmo shit, they'll shut all that down, dude.
Bro, well, they'll take it too. That's the thing people don't get is like when you're counting on that 5Gs, bro, they're gonna take that shit, and then you are going to be fucked. You know? And then and people don't want to hear it. You know, like your landlord don't want to hear it. They want their money. So cash, like it's the best way. Like it's in this business, I think it's the best way until someone says we can do it, but that's not gonna. That doesn't look like it's gonna happen. You know, for a long time.
I agree.
Unfortunately,
It's still a bit of a fucking mess.
Yeah, it's just, you know, I mean, everyone thought with hemp coming on it was going to change the game, and it just didn't because, I mean, I just had a meeting with these banks the other day about it because they can't tell the difference between what ends up being hemp seed or marijuana seed, that they just blanket all seeds are bad.
Right.
So it's like, oh,
But
okay.
yeah, they do like CBD merchant accounts, which is really strange.
No problem.
You know.
Hemp weed, you want to buy fucking pounds of hemp online, no problem. Here's a merchant account, all good. It's crazy.
Totally.
Fucking crazy. Like, man, okay.
Uh,
That's what they was trying to tell me. Like, why don't you grow hemp? I'm like, what? No, dude, I'll just grow weed. Fuck out of here, man. You know?
I was gonna ask you. You don't really do trade shows, do you? I don't think I really see you too much at trade shows.
No, I never do trade shows.
Is there a reason behind that, or just not your bag?
Yeah, I mean, going to trade shows and meeting people is probably the coolest part about being at the trade show. Is meeting people because it's a loss leader in terms of money. Like it makes sense for a breeder to go to a trade show because the breeder grows the seed, so it's all profit. But when we go, we got to worry about our margins plus the cost of going there and all of that stuff. So to make a profit takes a long time when we could just do a sale and sell it all online. The only reason to go is to meet the customers, which we really like doing. But the problem is the trade shows ain't cheap anymore, man. It ain't like you can get a booth for a couple grand. It's like $15,000, and it's like, well, I don't know about that, man. Maybe I'll just get a pass and just go meet people because it doesn't make a lot of financial sense. To me, anyways. And
you're not wrong about that. Even being as a breeder who I've worked the trade show circuit many times, but they've started to jack that price up so much that I'm just like, dude, like, I mean,
what's the point?
I think that I don't want to really call anybody out, but fuck it. Like the Canicon guys, I remember getting boosts there for like $1,200, and now they want like $7,500 or some shit for it. It's like, dude, I just can't justify that shit. It just doesn't make sense to me.
It makes no sense.
So
yeah, and those are like long, hard days. People don't understand like the trade shows are long, hard days. And it's like. Yeah, and again, the cool thing about the trade shows is meeting, your vendors, meeting the customers, stuff like that. But realistically, there's a lot of risk involved too. Everyone knows you're walking out there with money. It's like boxes of seeds. People think that's boxes of weed, and it's not. These trade shows ain't that secure.
They're not secure at all, dude. Some of these things, say we end up in a total loss. You go out to a show. You'll spend $7,000 to $10,000 on a booth, even $15,000 on a booth. Spend another $5,000 to $7,000 to bring your whole staff out. You ship your freight, all your shit out there by the time you get there set up. And then, oh, by the way, it's in a mud field, and the thunderstorms are expected and shit, and no one's going to show up, and it's just a fucking shit storm. And you're just like, oh, we spent 20 garaks to be out here. You know what I mean? And, other times, I'm not going to lie, you walk out of there fucking flush. You came out of there like 50 to 100,000 or something. It's like, oh, we murdered the show. I'm exhausted, but we murdered that show. It was the best fucking weekend ever. It was great. And then other times you show up and it's like, yeah, we lost $20,000 today. Fucking, who wants to go fucking eat Denny's and go home with our tail tucked between our legs?
Mike is the only guy I know who consistently just smashes. As soon as he hits the show, Exotic just kills it every single time. He's the man, dude. But he's the only one. Yeah. He is literally the only one. Like everyone else.
I say Cap's got the line thing. Cap won 2019. Like it was insane with all the Cap stuff. And then Mike, those guys have been killing it. But I would say Mike's got a system, dude. Like he's got a whole fucking crew, a team. He's had multiple boosts. I remember Chalice a couple years ago. He had like 4 boosts all around the whole grounds. I was like, this man has a plan.
that's the whole business side.
For sure.
You know, of cannabis. People are like, you know, cannabis is getting pretty business-ish. You know, and people don't like it, but it is what it is. And a guy like Mike, who's got a good business mind and puts out fire shit, is going to figure out a way to always, you know, hedge all of his bets. Can't knock it. The guy
Certainly can't knock it.
You know, his hustle is fucking hard, man. You know, and it's. I remember I met with him. We went to lunch a couple, like maybe 6 months ago or something like that, dude. He kicked me down one of those like pens. He's like, "You're gonna like this. It's fire." And like, I'm like, I don't know, man. Those are all like pretty garbage. I don't like those fucking pens, dude. But he was right, dude. He gave me a pen, and I was like, I called him like, "This is the best fucking pen I've ever had in my life." He's like, "Yeah. We make those all the time." Like it's just like a nothing. I'm like, damn.
Is it a non-solvent cart or whatever?
Yeah.
Yep. I've been into those for the past year or so, and every time I travel, everything else, it's like I used to think all carts were trash, and then I got past this shit, and I was like, hold on, like what do we got here?
Yeah.
So,
dude, like being in LA, dude, we see crazy amounts of shit, and a lot of it is just fucking snake oil. You know, like all that. Like I don't know. You're out in Colorado, right?
Yeah,
so
Denver based.
How is that for you guys gone? Like with the whole legalization, like finding like good product and stuff? Because here it's just a bunch of fucking funny packaging with all the same dog shit weed, you know, all white labels.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, very similar. Large ass grows, huge operations, $20 million facilities built, and all the weed is trash. It looks and tastes like shit, everything else. But I'm not really complaining in the sense that I run a boutique grow in the space of that shit, and it makes it easy for me to sell a $3,200 pound, you know, fire Skittles or some shit when I walk out with it prepackaged and it's fire. And companies like Clearwater and 710 and Dark Horse and, you know what I mean? I was just like, oh, like we mop this shit up because it's easy. Like everything we produce is pre-bought almost, and it's like this shit works because we know how to do it. But I would say 90% Chads. It's just fucking ridiculous. And
well, yeah, you got a bunch of people that don't know what they're doing getting involved in business. Oh, it's weed. How hard could it be? Those dumb shits have been doing it forever. Like, okay, yeah, well, you know, give it a shot.
And the turnover rate of the ownerships, because like I've been selling seeds in Colorado in metric for not even that long, like 6 years maybe, and I've gone to the same places like 5 times. And I'm like, oh, I've been here before. It's like deja vu, but it's a different company with new people. And I walk in, I'm like, oh, I've been here. I sold this company seeds so-and-so like a year and a half ago, but now it's this company. It's like, oh, so I've literally been to the same places like 3 times. And it's like, you guys have been bought and sold 3 times over. And every time you start, they all call the seed guy to start their metric. So it's like, I get the first call from everybody who's just bought a license. They're all excited and gung-ho. And they're like, we need some stuff. We're starting a facility up. And I walk in, I'm like, I've been here 5 times before. Like everyone's failed before you, but the challenge is yours. Here's your seats.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck. This check isn't gonna bounce, right?
Yeah, totally. But usually I love that. That's the new money. The early people, I'm like, oh, their money's good. Like they have fucking money in their account still. It's the guys that are like been around like 4 or 5 years that are struggling. And that's when their check accounts start getting low and their check starts bouncing and shit. But when I see a new guy coming in with money, I'm like, okay, yeah, you haven't even had a bank account closed on you yet. You don't even know the business.
You haven't had to deal with that one. The bank manager wants to chat. Yeah, I mean, I think it's that's indicative though of. I mean, hopefully, what the future comes is we're like, hey, guys who know what they're doing and like have been in this business, kind of are not getting the respect that they deserve. Where it's like, I can grow 50 lights of some straight kill, you know, and we can get, you know, 3,000 plus a pound. We should do that. And they're like, no, we want the 450 mega facility. And it's like, yeah, but that's all going to be straight trash, man. Like, and you're going to get like nothing for it. Nobody wants to listen.
Yeah.
And everybody thinks that they're smarter than you and that they know what they're doing. They don't care if you've been in the business 25 years.
Well, it's part of their business model. It's seasonal out here too. I'm sure it is in Cali too, but it's seasonal in the sense where it's like there's farms with $12 million growing on it right now, hoping to God it doesn't snow early. And then if it is, they're going to chop that shit early, and they're going to have $10 million if they sell it at $600 a unit or $800 a unit. And they don't give a fuck because they're going to grind it up into some shit pre-rolls and stash that all over the whole year and put it over 100 shops. And it's just like, oh, this is why the stores are full of shit or whatever. But it's still worth 10, 12 million to them. So it's like, that's a win. They don't give a fuck. They're popping bottles, fucking being like, we killed it this year. And it's like,
that's such a sad business model, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like,
I mean,
this garbage, we're still going to sell it and happy that they sold it.
Half the time, I don't even think they know it's garbage. They think they did a decent job or whatever, and maybe if it's their head grower that even kind of tells them, like, this shit isn't fucking right or this or that, but they still want to sell it, so you get a high turnover of growers all the time, too, because it's like, oh, we'll get the
Yeah.
next guy in because I think he can get more. And I don't know. It's been a slow decline. It's kind of sad to watch, but at the same time, I mean, there's room for real. If you're real about this shit, you want to put out real quality, high quality products, you could fucking do very well. It's not that, complicated
Yeah.
if you do it right.
If you do it right, I think people just want to they want to take over the world, and they don't understand that you got to crawl before you can walk, man.
And they all fighting
You
each
know?
other too, which is kind of funny. As the small guy sitting there watching giants lob stones at each other, and then you're just like, all right, I'll sit down here and sell at a premium. No big deal, boys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're a giant in like a better way.
Have you
All you fucking
small
ones are
giant?
falling.
But I saw that coming,
I'm
dude. I
going-
run 100 lights, 4,000 square feet. Yeah, I'm talking, in the face of a $12 million fucking 10-acre fucking greenhouse. I'm just like, yeah, like you can probably beat me in the end in your gross sales and everything else, but it's like, I don't know. I have a higher quality product and
Much easier way of life. People forget that, man. It ain't that when you're running those kind of numbers, dude. Like people, yeah. Like I remember I got a tour out here in Adelanto. It was like where all like the big, everyone went, because it was like the city that was like, yeah, you could do it. And we got a tour of this like mega facility, and it was like 2,000 lights, and they built this building out, and they're building another building to match it, and then on the other side they're gonna do these. And this guy was so stoked, and I thought, like, man, that would be my own personal hell. Like, you couldn't pay me $1 million a year to do that, dude. I'd be like, fuck, dude, like, no, man, I'm cool on that, dude.
Totally.
It's too many variables, too much.
Yeah.
I'll just sow seeds.
I got a guy, actually, a good buddy of mine, IROC, who's probably watching this live. Shout out to IROC. And he took a job down in Pueblo, and he's killing it. I think it's like a couple acres or whatever. These drone shots are incredible, but he's out here working in 120-degree days, weeding plants, like 12, 13-hour days, 7 days a week, like just no breaks. And I was just like, you're in the game. You wanted to be in the game. You're in the game. I think he's going to get a fatty bonus this year. Good for him. But, man, he's slaving for it down there. Just slaving for it.
Well, that's kind of the thing, isn't it? Everybody wants to be in the business, and then when you're in the business, they're just like, "Oh, this is a lot of hard work." And you're like, "Yeah, dude, like you're like taking that long white knuckle drive with 400 pounds in the car, fucking just like, oh my god."
That's the thing is, I don't want to get too much information on it or whatever, but I think he's gonna make 100, maybe 150, 200. I don't even fucking know what they're gonna pay the guy, but they're gonna make 10, 12 million dollars off his back, and I'm just
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
you're gonna pay this
What the
guy
fuck?
1%? Like, are you fucking kidding me? It's all his knowledge. It was all his skill and his connections that brought those clones in and everything else that filled up that farm. And, like, I don't know. I shouldn't speak to the owners because I don't really know them, And but at the same time, it's just like, I don't know. Take care of my boy IROC. Pay him some fucking money. He's killing it, and he's owed.
Well, that's also part of the deal, right? Is then 2 years later, they're like, "Oh, we already know this," so they fire him. And they hire somebody for 50 grand,
Totally.
and they lose all their money.
Totally. Yeah, we got the SOP now. It's all good. We got this figured
Yeah,
out.
we're good. We know what we're doing. It's like, okay, well, good luck with that. Yeah. I don't know, man. These people are the legal business is funny to me, man.
Savage.
Honestly, so it's super savage. It's kind of sad, dude. Realistically, like where it is, like they're like we're gonna stamp out the black market with all this shit, dude. The black market is higher than it's ever been in California, at the highest prices it's ever been.
Totally.
Because Californians are really serious about their weed, and all the weed at the shops are fucking trash at a super, 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 super high premium. So people are like, I'm just gonna get my normal shit from my normal guy, dude. So it's like,
Totally.
legalization has a lot of challenges ahead of it, man. To be honest,
I agree with that. 1,000%. It's slowly in a slow decline, and I don't exactly know how to fix it, but yeah, it's kind of gross. But with that said, I think we're gonna kind of wrap this fucker up. I want to give you an opportunity to shout out anything you want to shout out, any promotions, sales. Your IG, which I got at the top of the screen, is at Neptune _seed _bank. Give them a follow, guys. Website www.neptuneseedbank.com. And any sales, promotions, anything you want to say on the way out the door?
If you sign up with our mailing list, you always get an automatic 10% discount. We do sales promotions basically weekly, but really most of them are through the email. So you want to go on that. Nothing against IG, just IG flags us like crazy, crazy. So yeah, man, sign up to our email list. You'll get first crack at a lot of stuff, man. So please do. And thanks for letting me come on here, man. I'm stoked to have done it.
1,000%. I really enjoyed it, dude. I'm honored to have you on, and I think we look forward to having you back on many times. This is just the introduction to the audience here, so hopefully down the line we'll have you on for more discussions. But
Awesome.
I appreciate you coming on, and once again, and everybody, there is Neptune Seed Bank.
Thanks.
That's Neptune. Super cool dude. That was one of my favorite interviews we've done thus far. But yeah, if you don't know Neptune Seed Bank, give them a follow. Check out their seed selections. Probably got one of the biggest seed selections I've ever seen. And yeah, I really appreciate him coming on and doing that. Let's talk free shit.
It's free!
Reality Stone, Kim Jong-un, Skittles, Bitch Slap, Cross, 12 regular seeds. How you gonna win this shit? Free shit email going across your screen on the bottom. Like I said, please allow 6 to 8 weeks for shipping and delivery, because that seems pretty accurate for how long it takes me to get this shit out. But email darkhorsegeneticslive@gmail.com, in the subject line write Neptune Seed Bank. And yeah, we'll give how about the 20th, 40th, and 60th person. So 3 people will win. That's 6 people today who are getting free shit. One more time, how much does it cost?
It's free!
All right, everybody. So yeah, there's some free shit. Let's go back. I have one more mini segment that I made that we're gonna play before I get the fuck out of here. But what in the actual fuck?
What the actual fuck did you just say to me right now?
So yeah, what in the actual fuck? Strands. Strands is not a fucking word. I can't tell you how many fucking people ask me or tell me say the word strand to me or whatever. And strand is like a strand of DNA. It was acceptable. Strand of yarn is acceptable. Strand is not a strain of cannabis. Strand is not a word. It doesn't work. It's not like creek and crick. It's not like wash and wash or strain and strand. No, that's inaccurate. Is this dumb shit? If you say the word strand, I gotta take you back to the ABCs. What's acceptable? Cultivar. Cultivar is the right, correct term. If you want to walk up to the booth and sound like you know what the fuck you're talking about, you say, hey, what kind of cultivars you guys got? What's a good cultivar? What's good? Cultivar. It sounds smart as fuck. What else is acceptable? We will accept strain. Although strain is not technically the most scientifically correct term, it's the most widely accepted term. Strain. Strain. Also, we will accept pheno. I will accept pheno. It's a bit specific, but I would rather you come up to me and ask about phenos or get good phenos than tell me about strands, bro. So yeah, that in fact is something that definitely gets under my skin. Strands. Let's not do strands. All right. With that said, I think I'm gonna wrap this fucker up. It's been a good one. I was gonna say we have like 2 or 3 interviews that I've done already put in the can. So I'm trying to get a little bit ahead of myself. So I have good interviews coming up. But coming up next week, we'll probably have either Professor P or possibly we have Max Select Seeds. We got a couple other ones. But yeah, Max has got a crazy story that we might hear coming up soon. But yeah, anyway, catch me next week, same bat time, same bat channel. And you shall have another shot at some free shit. Talk to some more cool people. Peace, everybody.
Little pale gay fish, come sit on my shoulder today. Little gay parrot fish, sit on my shoulder today and make me a fried shrimpy dish with some soy sauce, baby. As the beat drops, super fries, super fry egg roll, triple fry rice, triple fry rice, baby. 2 for 1 egg roll, super triple fry rice, triple fry rice, baby. Don't forget the soy sauce, chan chan chan. There's my gay fish song, dudes. What?